While many people slowly forgot about rapper Glock9, he popped up with a reminder that he was still very much alive and wasn't living the best life. After being sentenced to spend the next 7 years in federal prison, Glock9 has cried out publicly that he is being psychologically maltreated and it's bad for his mental health. If you don't know the details of Glock9's arrest, then keep watching till the end of this video to see what's really happening to Glock9 in prison. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Glock9 mental health. Rapper Glock9 has been in prison for as long as anyone could remember. And from the looks of it, the prison hasn't treated him nicely. Well, prison doesn't exactly treat anyone nicely, but as for Glock9, he currently has the worst time anyone of imprisonment could have. A tweet from Glock9's official Twitter account went viral, where the rapper wrote about his time in jail psychologically affected him. He wrote, "This 23-and-1 with my mental state of mind." The post apparently referred to Glock9's current 7-year sentence, where he was only granted 1 hour to be out of his prison cell. According to him, spending 23 hours in a cell affects him mentally. While so many fans were concerned about the psychological state of the rapper, others couldn't help but ask what precisely the rapper did that landed him a 7-year sentence. What did Glock9 do? Now, every fan of Glock9 knows that he's either cooped up in the studio or locked up behind bars for getting into one trouble or the other. However, unlike the other times he got into trouble, this one was pretty different for him. Let's go all the way back to 2020 when Glock9 was involved in a shooting that almost took a life. In July 2020, Glock9 was arrested in his hometown of Orlando, Florida, after shooting a home where a woman and her kids were staying at the time. It turned out that Glock9 was trying to take a hit on his cousin, Hot Boy, who lived in the house but wasn't home at that time. One witness said that Glock9 was jealous of his cousin's attention from celebrities who shared his content online. That had led to an ongoing feud between the two, the witness said, and identified Glock9 as one of the gunmen. Another witness said they saw 5 to 8 men hop out of their cars with guns, shooting up the house with no regard. Glock9 faced multiple charges for the crime. The rapper faced 5 second-degree attempted murder counts and 1 individual count of throwing/shooting into an occupied structure or dwelling and possessing a firearm by a convicted felon. He was, however, released on $25,000 bond. While investigations were going on, Orlando Police Department Fugitive Investigative Unit found a vehicle registered to Glock9, and the vehicle had visible bullet damage on the bumper. Further discoveries forced the authorities to acquire a search warrant for his home, and the search unit found 2 guns inside, a firearm and a short-barreled rifle, which was stolen from a gun store burglary in Oviedo, Florida. The following month, a search warrant was written to obtain DNA from Glock9 to determine if there was a match between the rapper and the firearms officers discovered at his home. The DNA analysis was executed, and on October 5th, they found it to match that of the stolen rifle, resulting in his arrest. The trial, however, commenced, and since then he has been hit with one charge or another. He, however, pled guilty to 2 gun charges and an aggravated identity theft charge in 2021. At the end of the trial, the verdict wasn't very favorable for Glock9, who will be spending the next 7 years in prison on federal charges of possession of unregistered firearms, aggravated identity theft, and felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. As part of Glock's plea deal, he's been ordered to complete 3 years of supervised release and mandatory drug testing. He must also pay restitution in the amount of $10,416 and a special assessment fee of $300. Glock9 charges for his arrest. Rapper Glock9 charges were long enough to keep him locked up for life, without parole. Long before he was officially sentenced to 7 years, the courts deemed him a danger to society. Yes, his criminal record is that bad. When he was arrested for drug possession and possession of a stolen firearm back in 2020, the courts denied him bond on the grounds that he was a danger to society. However, he was released, and just as the courts predicted, he committed more crimes. As of July 2021, Glock9's initial indictment had him facing 2 counts of burglary of a structure while masked, non-dwelling criminal mischief while masked, grand theft statutory property, grand theft more than $300 but less than $20,000, possession of burglary tools while he was also knowingly in possession of interstate and foreign commerce and a firearm, a Glock 22 .40 caliber gun with 18 rounds of ammunition, and possession of oxycodone. Glokknine also faced charges of possession of a firearm for an MK4 semi-automatic rifle, which was not registered to his name in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record, and to top it off, he was also charged with possession of the identification of another person. Apparently, he took up another person's name, social security number, and address with the initials SS to commit wire fraud. In fact, not only did Glock plead guilty to previously mentioned federal charges, but he was also accused of COVID-19 fraud. According to reports, Glokknine fraudulently applied for and received federal Paycheck Protection Program funds amounting to $10,000. He also opened a bank account in March 2021 and received the pandemic assistance funds on April 16th. Glokknine arrests. Glokknine is no stranger to getting in trouble with the authorities, but he was always lucky to get away with them. He eventually did run out of luck. However, before the authorities kept him locked up under their survey, Glokknine did a whole lot of damage to the community. To begin with, the rapper was arrested at least 4 times between 2019 and 2021, and each of the arrests came with multiple charges that haven't been dropped, and some are still pending trial. In October 2018, he was arrested in Florida for gun possession and grand theft. In that case, he was charged with possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted delinquent, grand theft in the 3rd degree, possession of fewer than 20 grams of marijuana, and carrying a concealed firearm. Fast forward to May 2019, he was again imprisoned for possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute and illegal firearm possession. He was faced with 17 charges relating to the arrest. The most severe of the charges were possessing cannabis with intent to sell, possessing a firearm by a convicted felon, and 3rd-degree grand theft of a firearm. Then in January 2020, when he was still 19 years old, he was arrested in Miami on a charge of carrying a concealed firearm. According to Florida law, you cannot be licensed to own a gun until you're 21 years of age. He was arrested again in October 2020 during a traffic stop. The police searched the vehicle, where they found marijuana and a stolen Glock 17 in his possession. In 2020, he got involved in the home shooting, which has now led to his incarceration. Do you think Glokknine being treated poorly in prison is true? And does he deserve to stay locked up for all the crimes he has committed? Join the conversation and let us know in the comments section below. That's the end of today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more content. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment down below. Thanks.